Good morning, children. I welcome all of you to session 3 of chapter 2. Before we start our session, let's do a recap of what we learned in our second session. In the last session, an activity was given to you and you had to find the answer. Let's have a recap of that activity. A camel rider had gone 3 days ago. He left on Tuesday and came back on Tuesday. How is that possible? The answer is the camel's name was Tuesday. Now, let's do a recap of session 2. In the second session, we learnt that absolute means perfect. There can be no changes or comparisons. Next, relative means something that is not perfect. There can be changes and comparisons. Next, Emperor Akbar asked Birbal to make the line shorter without touching it. Next, Birbal drew another line below the line Akbar had drawn, which was longer than Akbar's. That is how he made the line shorter without touching it. Next, short and long are also relative concepts. What might look short to someone might look longer to someone else. Next, remember that most of the things can only be described in relative terms. I hope this was clear to you. Now, let's continue with our today's session. Today, we are going to do the poem It's a Puzzle by Alan Alberg. My friend is not my friend anymore. She has secrets from me and goes about with Tracy Hackett. Here, the poet talks about his friend who is keeping secrets from him, is not talking to him, and has made a new friend called Tracy Hackett. I would get her back, only do not want to say so. So I pretend to have secrets from her and go about with Alice Banks. Here, the poet pretends to keep secrets from his friend. He has also made a new friend called Alice Banks. But what bothers me is, maybe she is pretending and would like me back, only does not want to say so. Here, the poet thinks that maybe his friend is pretending and would like to become friends again, but is not saying anything. In which case, maybe it bothers her that I am pretending. But if we are both pretending, then really we are friends. and do not know it. Here, the poet wonders that if both he and his friend are pretending, then really they are friends, but they don't know it. On the other hand, how can we be friends and have secrets from each other and go about with other people? Here, the poet says that friends should never keep secrets from each other, and if they keep secrets, then they are not real friends. My friend is not my friend anymore unless she is pretending. I cannot think what to do. It is a puzzle. Here, the poet is really confused. He is not sure whether his friendship with his friend still exists or not. I hope this was simple enough for you to understand. Now, let's take a look at a few words that we came across the poem and understand them. The first one, pretend, means make believe or made up. Next, bothers, means troubles. Next, get her back, means to teach her a lesson. Like me back means become my friend again. Next, there are 4 people mentioned in this poem. Who are they? Answer: Tracy Hackett, Alice Banks, the poet's friend, and the poet. Here, the poet is in a puzzled state and was not able to find the answer. But there are some puzzles for which it is very important to find answers. For example, how can we make enough clean water? To make enough clean water, we have to do the following things. The first one, calculate the water available. Next, proper water and waste management. Next, reuse and recycle water. Next, develop water monitoring and regulation. Next, invest in simple and efficient irrigation technology. Next, promote rainwater harvesting. Next, minimize chemical use. Next, keep rivers and lakes clean. The last one, grow more trees. These were a few points. You can also try to find some more points on how we can make enough clean water. I hope this was simple enough for you to understand. As you can see, we have a solution to this puzzle. But there are some puzzles which cannot be solved. Here are some unsolved puzzles. 5 things we still don't know. The first one, We still don't know why humans blush. It has no advantage to the human body. Next, we still don't know why people dream. Research suggests it helps us with our emotions. Next, in 1912, a manuscript was found that is believed to be from the years 1404 to 1438. It is filled with strange plants and drawings and writings. It is called the Voynich manuscript, and its language is completely unknown. Next, in 1977, researchers received a radio signal from a part of space that no human has ever been to. The signal lasted 72 seconds and appeared to be intentional. It's known as the wow signal. Next, we still don't know very much about the deepest part of the ocean. Oceanographers estimate that for every species of animal we know about in the ocean, there may be 3 or 4 that we don't know about. I hope this was interesting enough for you. Now, let's do a recap of what we learned in this session. In this session, we learned that the poem It's a Puzzle is written by Alan Alberg. Next, there are 4 people mentioned in the poem. They are Tracy Hackett, Alice Banks, the poet's friend, and the poet. Next, the poet is puzzled because he doesn't know if his friend is pretending or is no longer his friend. Next, what bothers the poet is that both he and his friend want to be friends, but both are pretending and not talking to each other. Next, true friends do not keep secrets from each other, and if they do, they are not friends. Hence, the poet wonders if his friendship still exists. Next, to make enough clean water, we need to calculate the water available, proper water and waste management, reuse and recycle water, minimize chemical use, keep rivers and lakes clean, develop water monitoring and regulation, grow more trees, invest in simple and efficient irrigation technology, promote rainwater harvesting. Next, the last part is there are some puzzles that cannot be solved. For example, why do we blush? Or why do we dream? Are there languages and species still unknown to us? Is there life outside Earth? What is there at the deep end of the ocean? I hope you were able to understand everything that was discussed today. This concludes our lesson. I hope these sessions were simple and interesting enough for you to understand. Children, please read the chapter from the textbook to understand this lesson better. Thank you and have a great day.